Welcome to the award-winning Champions Mojo, hosted by two world record-holding athletes and health, life, and leadership coaches. And now, just the takeaways from your hosts, Kelly Pallas and Maria Parker.
Well, Maria, here are the takeaways for the iconic, the legendary Amanda Beard. I mean,
she was so great.
Just so great. Really, we get a lot of champions of varying ages, but when we can get someone who's 40, kind of in the prime of her life, where she had this career of starting 25 years, she's already been out there in the spotlight, just doing a lot of things that champions do, 4 Olympic teams, just amazing. So lot of really great mojo, as we said. It was going to be hard to pick out just 2 each.
Yeah.
What was your first one? Because I think that this one that you hit in the show for me was kind of the summary of Amanda.
Yeah. When you talk to her and you listen to her, you become aware that, she likes to, keep to herself, and she's got anxiety, and she's, kind of a perfectionist. And I don't think of people like that just throwing themselves out there, doing things that they're terrified of again and again and again. But that's what Amanda Beard did. I mean, she wasn't she's not outgoing. I mean, she's not the kind of person to go to red carpets or whatever, but she did it. She said she would do things that terrified her. And that's what bravery is. I try to, somebody who's outgoing and, they're standing up and, giving a big speech, that's nothing. But if you're terrified and you stand up anyway in front of those people and you give a speech, that's bravery, and that builds confidence. And that's what she said. That's what confidence looks like. Confidence looks like doing the things that terrify you again and again and again. And that makes you believe in yourself and know who you are. And Kelly, you're really good at that. I mean, I think you do things, we often talk about the things that you don't want to do for whatever reason because of your anxiety, and you do them anyway. I'm always thinking, she's not going to do that. She's not going to, and then you do it.
and I guess I really think this comes down to confidence. It's a good commentary on what confidence looks like, what kind of bravery looks like. And with Amanda, it wasn't just the red carpet events, because we know, Maria, you and I as athletes, and we have a lot of athletes that listen to the show, that when you put yourself out there on the athletic line, you're putting yourself out there. That's where right. People expect Maria Parker to show up and break records.
Right.
And if you show up and you don't, you're like putting yourself out there. So Amanda's body changed. Right. She turned into a woman. The media started saying she was harsh. A has-been. She could have just gotten out of swimming. Mm-hmm. She'd already won an Olympic medal. She could have left swimming. But she went out there. So it was all kinds of things. So I love that. Yes. Confidence is the takeaway. Is confidence
comes from doing things
that you're terrified of. It's kind of a combination of bravery. Yeah. So the other thing that I thought was really, like, the one you just did, and this one that I am going to cover, I think of the whole show, these 2 things really stuck out for me, was when we asked her what trait she found most memorable and most important in a champion or a winner in life. It was connecting with people. It was really like when she remembered people or champions or anyone that really, when they meet her and they look in her eyes and they make her feel that she's connected to them and that they're with her in that moment. And this is, in our digital distraction society, this is huge. And we said in 130 plus shows that we've had, no one has ever said this is a champion's trait. So this is kind of a like, wee, ding, ding, ding. We got a new one, which is connect with people and really take that time. And this can be with your spouse, with your child, with the sale you're trying to make at work, with making a new friend, anything that we're all just like looking at our phones or thinking about our grocery list or what's next. So I love that.
I loved it too. I loved how she applied it to her marriage, because I think she said you can get lazy with the people closest to you. And I thought that what great advice to she said, my husband can be talking and I can think, yeah, I know what you're going to say or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But she said she really tries to discipline herself to connect and listen to him every time he talks, and her children too. It was very inspiring to both of us. We were like, oh yeah, that's so true. So, okay. Well, my second takeaway from this is I have this heart for people who maybe put together like Amanda, who, they're having bad thoughts or something bad's happening. Amanda struggled with body dysmorphia, and she did some self-mutilation, and and I know there's other people out there who maybe they've had, bad sexual encounters or inappropriate, anyway, whatever it is. And I think maybe swimming sort of attracts this kind of just put your head down and smile and swim and work hard. And, whatever it is that's inside you, that's black and dark, talk about it. And she didn't get better until she started talking about it. And when she talked about it in a big way. She wrote a book. So, she wrote, and I hope that any young man or woman or parent will hear this, or even adult, however you are, if there's something deep and dark inside you, find someone you can trust to tell, start talking about it. Because as Mr. Rogers says, if you can't talk about it, you can't deal with it. And it becomes bigger and more monster-like inside of you. Let it out. Let somebody else, as she said, when she started talking about things, it normalized. Everybody's like, oh yeah, me too. I've had that too. So I hope that anybody who's in this dark space, or if you know somebody, who seems like they're doing okay, but you're not sure you're getting all the story, ask them about it. Keep asking. That's sort of one of my gifts. It's like, I will not let a bone go. I mean, I will keep, if I think somebody's, something's bad, I will keep asking. And I think, find somebody you trust if you've got something, and talk to them about it. End of lecture.
Love it. Yeah, no, speak up. Yeah. It's like, mental health issues have, quadrupled because of the pandemic. So we know, this is an important way to deal with overcoming a lot of things, is tell somebody, talk with somebody. Yeah. So my second thing was, not something new, but, repetition is the mother of learning. And it's like being in the now. That was the advice that Amanda would give her 14-year-old self. She's looking back 25 years on an amazing life. What advice would you give that 14-year-old? She said to just be present, not worry about what's happening tomorrow, but just be here. Yeah. So I love that. That was kind of a simple one, but, very, very, very powerful.
I cannot hear that enough, because and I think a lot of ambitious people, we tend to live in the future, and depressed people tend to live in the past. I mean, it's, you can't hear that enough. We only have this moment. Just be here, be now, be with the people you love. Try to enjoy this very moment. I could probably, have that written all over every wall in my house. It's a lesson we need to remind ourselves every day.
Yes. Well, Maria, I am in the moment with you right now, and this has been fantastic. I love you.
I love you so much, Kelly. We'll talk to you later.
All righty. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Champions Mojo podcast with host Kelly Palace and Maria Parker. Champions Mojo is produced by Cabra Media, and a new episode debuts every Tuesday. Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. Follow Champions Mojo on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook @Champions Mojo.